It's declined. 4th down.
How about that? Derek Alexander called for pass interference for the 2nd time in as many weeks.
And crucial points of the game in this many weeks. And he's got to concentrate out there. Costly penalties like that will cost you a victory.
Now LeBron has been a busy man. Flag comes down. San Diego may have been offsides. Nate Jacquet allows it to bounce, and it sails into the end zone and then takes a roll back onto the field. 54-yard punt, but a net of just 34. We mentioned the flags from earlier.
And special teams are an area that really concerns head coach Gunther Cunningham, particularly the punting game and the kicking game. Field goals, not very good last week. Pete Stoyanovich missed one in the punting game.
Defense. 1st down.
How about that? Has not been consistent, but that is a huge play for the Kansas City Chiefs. That is what we call a bonehead play. Make a mistake like that, you give the opposition a 1st down. Right up here, jumping off sides, that's just concentration. You cannot have that in the NFL. And young players on special teams know that mistakes like that cannot be tolerated. Michael Dumas is not a young player. He's a veteran that's been around, and a play like that, that's not a Michael Dumas type play.
Dumas, the starting free safety, a great tandem along with Rodney Harrison, has just given Kansas City a new set of downs to work with. Now a double tight end set. Gonzalez and Drayton on a 1st and 10 from the 49. Gerback forced down to the pocket. On the run. Gerback tripped up from behind. Rogers Beckett, the rookie out of Marshall, came all the way around from the other side, was able to circle and get to Gerback.
And this is what we call a trail dog blitz on the outside. Back here, it's on the backside. Gerback's got to roll to his right. He doesn't see Beckett. It's a safety following by the linebacker that comes in the defensive end. Nobody sees him. He doesn't have him. He's running away from Sale. He does not see Rogers Beckett. This is an outstanding blitz by defensive coordinator Joe Pascal to attack the back side of the quarterback, the side that he cannot see.
So on the safety blitz, we'll call it a loss of 1. And a 2nd and 11. Gerback straight back. They're looking to throw again. Gerback into traffic. Knocked up in the air, and the Chiefs are fortunate it was not picked off. Dumas got a piece of it. And then Dixon had a chance to grab it.
And I'll tell you, Ian, a smart play by Derek Alexander at the end of this play. He sees the ball floating in the air, and he knocks it out of there. Tony Gonzalez, they're trying to get the ball to him. He needs to get more receptions involved with the offense, but you're forcing the ball here. Don't throw it to Gonzalez. Throw it away from Gonzalez. Right there, San Diego had tight coverage, but smart play on the play, as I say, by Derek Alexander. That ball's flying around in the air. The smartest thing to do is knock it away, and he did.
Neil Smith, wearing number 91, the former Kansas City Chief, now in a San Diego Charger uniform, is on the field. Gerback on a 3rd and long. And picked off. Wide open area for Dumas. Dumas breaks the tackle and takes it the distance. Touchdown, San Diego. 60-yard return.
Elvis Gerback is down on the field holding his knee.
The right knee of Gerback hunched over.
On the interception, Michael Dumas makes up for the mistake on special teams here. Here, San Diego comes with an all-out blitz. They flood the gap, put pressure on quarterback Elvis Gerback. He throws the ball, but what a play by Dumas, breaking in front of the receiver, on the ball, in front of the rookie, in front of Kevin Lockett. I take that back, makes the reception, goes down the sideline. But here he breaks on the ball, right in front of the receiver, Kevin Lockett. Smart play by a veteran in Michael Dumas, his 9th season. Great safety play by the San Diego Chargers. This is a defense that relies on one, the linebacker, Junior Seau, and both of their safeties, Rodney Harrison and Michael Dumas. Here's the hit on Elvis Gerback. Just bodies flying over top. John Perella's in there. Scott Turner's in there. That's the all-out blitz, putting pressure on your quarterback. But right at the end, it looks like Scott Turner fell on the knee of Elvis Gerback.
Now Gerback able to walk off to the sideline to a mixture of cheers and boos. And the San Diego Chargers are an extra point away from taking a 7-0 lead. John Carney on to attempt the point after. He bangs it through. Michael Dumas, interception return for a touchdown. 60 yards gives the Chargers the early lead. 7-0 with 10:22 to play in the first.
In 19...
Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl. Fidelity Investments. And by Budweiser, with the crisp, clean, refreshing taste you'll find in no other beer.
7-0 San Diego. Elvis Gerback trying to walk it off after taking that hit. Perella down low, rolling up onto the right knee of Gerback. Also went down last week against the Tennessee Titans, was able to continue. Warren Moon, of course, is the backup. Carney kicks it off to Larry Parker. And Parker loses the football at the 20. Kansas City claims they got it back. And they did. 18-yard return, and Parker could not hold on to it. Lou Bush on the recovery.
For Elvis Gerback, stepping back into the pocket, reading the defense. San Diego comes with the blitz, and they're blitzing every angle. Right up the middle comes Perella. He's down low. Up high is Turner, and right there, the conclusion of it, he grabs his knee at the end of the play.
But Elvis Gerback right back onto the field with a 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. His team down by a touchdown. On the pitch, Richardson trying to take it to the outside, and he cannot. A loss on the play. The hard-hitting safety, Rodney Harrison, Pro Bowler in 1998, forcing him to the sideline.
And it's difficult to get to the outside, particularly a big man and Tony Richardson trying to turn the corner. And able to do that, you've got to pin the defensive end to the inside. The offensive line did not do that. They stretched the play out. That allows the safety to come up and fill. One thing about this defense, when I talk to defensive coordinator Joe Pascal, they're very unselfish. They'll take their gaps, they'll hold their man so somebody can make the tackle regardless of who's got the hole to fill. They'll make sure it's a safety and Richardson or Seau.
Loss of 1 on the play. Handoff goes up the middle, and Mike Cloud is upended at the 25-yard line. Picked up 7 yards. We spoke with Cloud a couple of days ago, and he told us he's not really sure where he fits into this running back mix. He is getting the start at tailback, but he thought he had a chance to be the featured back for the Chiefs.
He thought he was going to be the starter, as you said, coming into the season. And just before the season, he's not the starter. They replaced him with Tony Richardson. And he doesn't know where he fits, and that's what he told us when we talked to him. But he's always been an assistant. When he was in college at Boston College, he's always been a lead dog. In Kansas City, there's 4 or 5 of them because it's running back by committee. He
is the all-time leading rusher in Boston College history. And now the Chiefs on a 3rd and 4. Throwing. Almost intercepted again. Darrell Lewis had an opportunity. Gerback with 4 straight incomplete passes.
And for the San Diego defense, they know that Elvis Gerback's strength is throwing the out. Right here, Darrell Lewis plays it perfectly. They know that when they go into certain formations, particularly to the outside, when he looks to his right, it's a 3-step drop, get rid of it. The defense breaks on the ball. As soon as Elvis turns his shoulders, they're going to break on the ball. And they know when his shoulders are faced to the right, that's a chance for them to jump on it for a big play.
And once again, another floater from Gerback. Sauerbrunn does get it off. It takes a bounce at the 37, rolling down to the 28, and then Nate Jacquet is forced out of bounds. 48-yard punt, a 2-yard return. Chiefs offense shaky to start this one.
You're watching CBS Sports, home of the PGA Championship.
I'm gonna get it. I don't believe it.
7-0 San Diego leading Kansas City. Moses Moreno making his 2nd NFL start. He did get a start for the Chicago Bears, the team that chose him in the 7th round back in 1998. And a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Chancey and McCrary in the backfield. This will be Robert Chancey, a big, strong running back in the tailback position, something the Chargers seem to be in love with as he picks up just a yard. The Chargers offense, Ben Coleman is the newcomer. Free agent signing out of Jacksonville. Roundtree, Fortin, Kevin Gogan, also a newcomer for this team at right guard, along with Vaughn Parker. And you see the backs and receivers. Chancey is actually bigger than the fullback. Fred McCrary outweighs him by about 17 pounds. A 2nd and 9, and this crowd will try to hinder Moses Moreno at the line of scrimmage. It is loud early. Moreno under a rush, able to dump it off. But tossed down is Terrell Fletcher for a pickup of 2. James Hasty with the stick. And the Chiefs happen to have Hasty back in the lineup. Well, where do we know Moses Moreno from? Well, if you're a college football fan, you might remember him from Colorado State. He told us his senior year in college is when he finally felt he could play at the next level.
And most players do. Usually if you have a good junior season going into your senior year, a lot of the scouts will tell you, and a lot of your coaches will say, hey, you have an opportunity to play in the NFL. He felt that going into his senior year and performed well enough to get drafted.
Maybe some confusion at the line of scrimmage right now, facing a 3rd and 8. Chiefs loading up at the line. Flag comes down. Moreno throwing to the sideline, up in the air, and incomplete. He was looking for Conway, and he was able to get a hand on it, but couldn't come down with it. As mentioned, flag on the play.
It was incomplete. Donnie Edwards on the cover.
So against the Chargers, illegal procedure. And Moses Moreno, 2 series.
Illegal formation. Offense. Left tackle. Line up in the backfield. The penalty is declined. 4th down.
Johnny Greer speaks with conviction, the very confident veteran.
He lets you know right off the bat. And here's a stick by the safety, Jerome Woods. This could be a long day for Moses being hit like that. They're going to blitz him. They're going to challenge him with a crowd here in Kansas City. It's a difficult environment to play in. And Kansas City will bring the all-out blitzes continually against Smoke.
Darren Bennett had a big punt. His first opportunity. Larry Parker from the 19. Parker dancing to the 30-yard line, and he was able to pick up about 11. 49-yard punt. A flag down on the play as Reggie Davis, the tight end, made the stop on special teams. And Greer has been a busy man early on. Against the Chargers.
And a lot of penalties early like this shows that teams are playing a little tight. Both teams are searching for their first victory. They're both hungry. They want a victory.
An eligible member of the kicking team downfield, number 83, will penalize the re-kick.
Steve Hyden, the 3rd-string tight end. So instead of having the football right around the 30-yard line, Chiefs believe they will be able to improve upon that. And Darren Bennett still has one of the strongest legs in the game at the age of 35. Now in his 6th year, a native of Perth, Australia.
He's been heavily involved in the Olympics. You have the Olympics over there, but he made the all-decade team as a punter. That's outstanding.
And Bennett gets a hold of this one. Backpedaling as Parker to the 16. Has some room to work with. Trying to get to the sideline. Spinning. And he's brought down at the 24. Good coverage on special teams. John Reeves among there to greet Parker. 57-yard punt. Chiefs in a 7-0 hole in the first.
On CBS is sponsored by American Express. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, American Express helps you do more. And by Mazda. Mazda. Get in, be moved.
Give you a little flavor of the Kansas City area. The Nelson Atkins Museum of Art. Inside here at Arrowhead, they're thinking about football, and they're thinking about the Chiefs being down 7-0 with 7:17 to play in the first. Mike Cloud trying to burst his way through the line, and not much there. 3-yard gain. Jamal Williams, the left defensive tackle, making the stop. It's really been an inauspicious start to the 2000 season for Elvis Grbac. And the opener against the Colts, he was battered. Against Tennessee, much of the same. And this is what we alluded to earlier when he took that hit in the end zone. And yes, it was the right knee he was grabbing just 1 week ago. 2nd and 7. Richardson in the backfield and movement. Another flag.
That'll be in John Tate. Whenever you see a junior say, I'll rush the line of scrimmage like that.
76. Offense.
You have to be aware. No doubt about it. When 55 comes charging at you, you better brace yourself because he's one of the best linebackers of all time. But for Gunther Cunningham, he's going crazy on the sidelines because his team's more disciplined than this. There's Tate over here. Keep an eye on him. Junior's going to be right there. Take a step up. Boom. Uh-oh. Can't do that. It's going to cost your team.
Michael Dumas told us yesterday, nobody works harder on this team than me, and then thought about it and said, except Junior Seau. He gave Junior the credit. 2nd and 12. Grbac. Throw was down low and brought in by Gonzalez for no gain. And these fans are antsy.
Tony Gonzalez is their weapon on offense, no doubt about it. Didn't catch his first touchdown till the third game last year. No reason to force him the ball. He's being double covered. He's being shadowed. From game one this year, he's been double covered. There's no reason to force him the football. I think the ideal situation is to look Gonzalez off and throw the ball elsewhere.
Stretch formation, 4 receivers. With Richardson by himself in the backfield. On a 3rd and 12, Gerback again to the sidelines. Lunging grab by Gonzalez, but he'll be short of the first down. Good individual effort by Gonzalez just to bring it in, but he comes up 5 yards shy. And the Chiefs forced a punt.
You're right, that's a fantastic job of concentration by Tony Gonzalez, but still, throw the ball short, 2 white jerseys of the San Diego Chargers defense around him. Not an opportune time to get the first down. Throw the ball long, go for the first down.
Todd Sauerbrunn, first punt, 46 yards. Another flag. Sauerbrunn punting to Nate Jacquet. Big, booming kick into the end zone. 70-yard punt for Sauerbrunn.
But it's been consistency on the part of Todd Sauerbrunn.
It won't matter. Another penalty. Illegal formation against Kansas City.
Illegal formation. Offense. Right tackle lined up in the backfield. Will penalize 5 yards and re-kick.
Gunther wants to know who that player is, because I'm sure he wants to have a word with him on the sidelines. They can't get anything going on offense. Defense has been solid, but it's the special teams that's hurt this team the entire season. It's only been 2 games, but that's the soft spot of this team, and he's threatened to make corrections. They've had punters and kickers in working out for the Chargers this week.
In fact, they had about 10 of them come in just to put a little pressure, send a message.
And usually on a Tuesday they do that. Players aren't around on Tuesday, but if you know if your job's on the line, for some reason you tend to hang around the locker room on your day off just to find out if they're bringing players in.
Kimball Landers was the man that was called on the penalty. Sauerbrunn gets off another beauty. Jacquet from the 8. Jacquet gets a block. Trying to cut it back inside now, and Jacquet is brought down to the 25. So the Chargers end up getting 5 yards off the penalty as Troy Drayton made the tackle on special teams. Will it be another long day for Gerback and company?
You know me? Probably not. In my daily life, I like to be recognized. Hi. When I shop on the internet, I prefer a little privacy, which is why I use the American Express card. With private payments, I get the security of a unique number created for each purchase I make. It's just one of the ways American Express helps me protect my identity online. And soon they'll even help me surf the net anonymously, giving me the recognition I'm looking for. None. American Express. Don't leave home pages without it.
This week at IBM.com, Mike, the lawyer's here from corporate to make sure we don't overpromise on the new ThinkPad T20. It's light, durable, has an Intel Pentium 3 processor, titanium composite cover, very cool keyboard light, and you can order it direct from IBM.com. And is the baddest thing on the market. This baby is...
Leon, I don't think we can say that legally. It's good. It's not bad.
Well, I plan to build a portfolio that's broadly diversified in America's greatest companies, with a small portion aggressively seeking out higher returns.
What's a portfolio?
It's never too early to learn about smarter investing. Visit us at thenewschwabwelcome.com, where every investor is welcome.
You might want to hold on to that Mickey Mantle card.
If you want to know what's up with the beautiful people, read Liz Smith. If you want to know what's up with Liz Smith, watch 60 Minutes tonight.
Ryan Leaf was admittedly surprised by the decision and the announcement of Mike Riley earlier this week when it was made clear that Leaf was not going to be the starting quarterback for this game. And in fact, Moses Moreno told us he was taken a bit off guard with the decision. Here's Moreno on a play fake, looking to air it out. Down the sideline. Conway couldn't bring it in cleanly. Curtis Conway, a flyer. Down that sideline, he can stretch a defense, but he could not haul it in.
And anytime that you have a rookie in his first start going against a seasoned veteran like Conway, you have to take your shots, and that's a catchable ball. Beautifully thrown pass by Moreno. You can't put it anywhere else but for a receiver to catch this ball right there. That should be a reception. Young quarterback comes in. He's done everything he can do to put you in a situation to win.
And Pat Dennis was beat on the play. Instead, it's a 2nd and 10 from the 25. Moreno through the air again. A quick throw, and it's incomplete. Trevor Gaylor, the rookie out of Miami, Ohio. 4th-round pick, getting the start for the injured Jeff Graham. And all Ryan Leaf can do is watch and continue to try to learn. Keep his energy level up just in case he has to step onto the field.
And he's the next man to go in the game, and he's in a process right now where he's got to sit back and pick up some things, particularly reading defenses, and that's been his downfall. He had a great preseason. He won the job in preseason, but you see a lot of vanilla defenses and teams turn it up a notch when the regular season starts.
Through the first 2 games, though, Leaf, the lowest-rated quarterback in the AFC. 1 touchdown, 5 interceptions. Moreno set it up underneath for Fletcher. He's got a first down. Fletcher isn't through yet as he's brought down at midfield. A 25-yard gain on the dump-off. John Browning had to chase him down from the defensive end position.
And this is a beautifully designed middle screen by offensive coordinator Jeep Chris. Here it is. Quarterback drops back, tosses the ball. Watch Roman Thornton right there. 67 come down and lay out a block on Jerome Woods. Big fella out in the big field. Get a block. That's it. That's a 300-pounder motoring, but a great play. Seal off the inside, get the ball in the open field.
From the 49 on a first down, Chansey. He's caught quickly. Chansey tried to run off tackle, a loss of 2 as Greg Wesley slid in to make the play.
And when you get a big load like that in Chansey at 255, you want him to run between the tackles. Once he tries to circle and get outside of the tackles, I think a big fellow like that's going to have problems.
What is it with these big backs in San Diego?
They love them. 250, 260. They're bigger than the fullbacks.
On a 2nd and 12. Kenny Bynum now in the backfield as Chansey gets a breather. Long count by Moreno. A play fake. Quick throw to the sideline. Brought in by Conway, diving for the first down, but he was out of bounds before he got to the marker. So a pickup of 10. They're the heavyweights we're talking about. Chansey weighs 252, his 2nd stint with the Chargers. There's Marion Butts, Natron Means, and Gary Brown, the lightweight at 230.
He's the piglet in there at 230 pounds. But you look at these guys could start on the offensive line in most colleges at 250 pounds, and they're in the running back position.
Now with 3rd and 2, we'll see if they go with that power look now with Chansey back on the field. 1 of 9 last week, 3rd down conversions. That's where New Orleans just killed them. It is Chansey plunging through, and they can't stop him. Had to get across the 40. He got to the 38, and a first down for the San Diego Chargers. We talked to Robert Chansey. He actually played with Moses Moreno in Chicago, so he had the full scouting report.
And he said he knew about Moses. He knew what he could do. For Moreno, he was a quarterback that was a solid quarterback. But for Robert Chansey, here's a guy that on short yardage situations, you got to love a big bull like that because there's no way you're going to run to the outside. Follow your big guy. Kevin Gogan, 330 pounds, gets the first down.
On 1st and 10 from the 39, flag comes flying down as Chansey gets the call again. Marcus Patton in on the stop. A gain of about 2. And the early indication is it's going to work against Kansas City. And Chansey is slow to get up, lying on his back.
And they cannot afford to lose Robert Chansey because the rest of the backs, the back that's behind him is Jermaine Fazand. He is a quarterback. He is a running back that usually would be out there.
Defense. Left side of the line. Still first down.
Except for his injury, but the smaller backs are behind him. They've got little midgets behind him, 196, 191 pounders, and 188 pounders.
Right now, Robert Chansey is being tended to by the medical staff and will break away. 7-0 Chargers. 7-0 Chargers in front of the Kansas City Chiefs. Robert Chansey still on the ground as he attempted to plunge through the line.
There's just 100 pounds on each part of your body in a situation like that, and particularly his legs. Watch his legs at the end of this. A mass of humanity right around his legs just falls there. Marcus Patton pushing him back, and the other players to follow. Freddie.
First quarter, Seattle 7, New Orleans 0.
Jermaine Vassan, an ankle sprain is keeping him out of action. He would normally be the backup to Robert Chansey. But instead, Kenny Bynum, Terrell Fletcher. They do have Ronnie Jenkins, who's a special teams whiz, but I doubt that he would see action in the backfield, but you never know. Here's Chansey sitting up, a former minor league baseball player. Hard to believe with that frame of his that he played right field in the Baltimore Orioles and New York Mets organization.
But he said he was only 225 pounds back then. That's all.
There's Terrell Fletcher, sixth-year pro out of Wisconsin, former second-round pick in 1995. So Fletcher and Bynum would get an opportunity. And Chansey is walking off on his own power. But maybe he had the wind knocked out of him. Don't want to speculate as he walks off gingerly now with 2:29 remaining in the first. It will be Terrell Fletcher in the backfield. Chargers leading 7-0 on a Michael Dumas interception return for a touchdown. We have not seen much offense from either team. San Diego finally has a drive going. And a 1st and 5 off the penalty called on the Chiefs. Conway and Ricks are the receivers in a 3-receiver look now. Play clock winding down, and Moreno cannot get the play off. He takes a timeout. 7-0 Chargers. First quarter here at Arrowhead. Slow-moving first quarter here in Kansas City. 2:01 remaining. Get free shipping on all NFL gear. Just click on shop at cbs.sportsline.com. Chargers forced to take a timeout. Peculiar considering that long stoppage as they were attending to the injured Robert Chansey. Now they face a 1st and 5. Here's Moreno throwing into traffic. Intended receiver Michael Ricks. Fletcher was in the same area. And that's why you saw so many red jerseys in the vicinity.
And that's forcing the ball into an area. And for Michael Ricks, he's a wide receiver that they drafted in the 2nd round a few years ago. He's a player that's had a difficult training camp. He's dropped a lot of balls, and that route right there was not a smooth route. There's a mistake on that route, and they need to clean that up. Particularly if you've got a young quarterback out there and seasoned veterans around him, they need to step up around him.
On a 2nd and 5 from the 34. That one didn't look pretty from the start. A busted play, and Moreno gets busted in the backfield by Greg Wesley, the rookie out of Arkansas Pine Bluff. A loss of 2.
And for Moses Moreno, that's the 3rd time he's had his foot stepped on. Watch his feet. He's been stumbling. He gets him tripped up over the center, Roman Fortin. That's about the 3rd time this game. Whenever that happens to a quarterback and you lose your mobility to get back and get the ball off, it's a timing thing. The back's not going to be able to get the ball and run with it. That's why it's a busted play for the offense.
Chargers moving in the wrong direction. Now a 3rd and 7. Chiefs fans making noise. Here's Moreno, deep drop, throwing under pressure and incomplete. Coming across was Fletcher. Williams and Hicks had the pressure.
Now on this one, he takes the ball cleanly, gets his feet out of there. Those are progressions for a quarterback. But here comes the pressure right up the middle by Dan Williams. They ran a stunt on the inside. The offensive line was able to pick it up at the very end. But for quarterback Moses Moreno, that's pressure that you don't want to see in field. You want your guys to protect up front.
John Carney on for a 54-yard field goal attempt. This would tie a career long. Kick is on the way. Carney. He got enough of it. Splitting the uprights, and the Chargers extend their lead. John Carney matches a career high with a 54-yard field goal. And the Chargers now in front of the Chiefs 10-0 with 1:19 left here in the first quarter. Well, coming up this fall on CBS, The Most Wanted Man in America premieres Friday, October 6th on CBS.
Now, when you look at both of these teams, they're not able to move the ball offensively. Kansas City particularly, they wanted to change their offense up a little bit and give Elvis Grbac more freedom of controlling the offense. He just hasn't had that opportunity to do it.
Now, sometimes you go away from your bread and butter, and their bread and butter has been the running game through the years. trying to take advantage of Elvis Grback's skills, but Grback has been floating the ball, not only this week, but we saw the Kansas City-Tennessee game last week. Similar problem in that second half.
And I think it happened after he hurt his knee last week, and the same thing this week. He hurts his knee early. Here's the offensive coordinator and Jimmy Ray. They gave the freedom to Elvis Grback on early downs to audible more, opened up his package for a little bit of audibles. If he sees a lot in the box, they're going to get off the run and go to the pass.
Larry Parker on the return from the 5-yard line. Parker looking to get to the sideline, and he's forced out of bounds as he crossed the 30. Sprained shoulder for Robert Chancey, who went down in the last series for San Diego. He's currently in the locker room, and his return is questionable. So 1:09 to play in the first. San Diego with a 10-0 lead. Mike Riley's team looking for its first win. Kansas City also in search of its first win. Both teams at 0-2. Chargers blew a 14-point lead against the New Orleans Saints, only to lose 28-27 last week. Their 2 losses have come by a combined 4 points. Play action, and a good strong throw to Sylvester Morris. First down, Kansas City, a 13-yard gain through the air.
And Sylvester Morris, their first-round pick, that's his 7th reception of his career. All 7 have been for first downs. Here's the player has the size at 6'3". He's able to stretch defenses and keep the pressure off of Tony Gonzalez. That's why they drafted him. But he's going against Scott Turner. That should be a great war this afternoon. Scott Turner's a defensive back, the player for the Chargers that's really a special teams player filling in today. But Sylvester Morris, they feel he's going to be a great player for Kansas City.
Turner in for the injured Deron Jenkins, out with a hamstring injury. Tony Richardson getting the carry and was able to squeeze out 3 yards going up the middle. Rodney Harrison among those there for the Chargers. Down to 20 seconds left here in the first. And the Kansas City offense yet to wake up. Figured the home crowd, the energy would be there to help Kansas City. But offensively, we did not see much in that first quarter.
Thus far, Kansas City's a team, they're going to have to rely on each other. It's been an upbeat tempo the entire weekend in the locker room. Even though they're 0-2 at this point, they need to pick it up from this point on.
And in the first quarter, San Diego leading the Chiefs 10-0. We'll return to Arrowhead Stadium.